All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Regina with the Juice Radio and Talk Show, and I'm so excited to be in studio today. There is something special taking place on the Juice today. As you can see in studio, we have some friends that have joined us, and I'm so excited. We have Lucas John, who came in studio today because he wants to help us to learn more about autism. But not only that, he's going to teach us about who Lucas John is as an individual, a great person, and tell us some of the things that he's doing in his life right now. We also have in here with us his mom, Kelly. She's in the back over here. She's going to be telling us her stories as well. We also have John. He's been on panel before. Cousin John is here. We're so happy he's here. We've got off-camera dad. He's in the back over there with hubby in studio. They're not saying too much chit-chat right now. Listen, we love having the conversations about things that we can bring some light to and some knowledge to. So I was so happy and excited when Lucas John told us he wanted to be on panel to share his information about his life. First, I'd like to thank you for being in studio today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love it. I thank you so much. So, Lucas, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to have Mom tell us a little bit about her story. What would you like us to know about you? Like, how old are you? What do you like doing?
I like to volunteer.
You do?
Yes.
You like to volunteer? Let's project that voice so we can make sure that all the people hear you out there in TV world. So you like volunteering?
Yes.
I love it. And what are some of the things you like volunteering to do? Do you want Mom to help us to tell us some of the things you like doing? Sure. So, Kelly, what are some of the things that Lucas John loves doing?
Lucas likes to volunteer on Fridays at a pantry in Jonesboro, Georgia. But it happens to be this week. It's going to be tomorrow because the holiday is Friday. And it's called Building Bridges. And it's in Jonesboro, Georgia. And no questions asked. If you need any type of food or anything, Fridays from 12 to 3 is where you can go and get anything that you need through the pantry. Then also once a month, myself, Lucas, and his caregiver, Michelle, we do volunteering at the New Birth Missionary in Lithonia, Georgia.
Okay, so your caregiver, Michelle, volunteers as well.
That would be correct.
I love it. I love it. So, Lucas, what do you like about when you go out and you help to volunteer? What do you like?
I like to give food out.
I love that. You know, a lot of people don't do that. Do you think that other people should do that as well?
Yes.
Why do you think they should do that? Doesn't it help the people?
Yes.
By letting them know that you care about them?
Yes.
I like that. And it's a way that you can share yourself with them. Right? Don't you enjoy the feeling you get when you give food to someone who doesn't have and they're so happy that you gave it to them? Doesn't it make you happy?
Yes.
I love that. I love seeing the smile on people's faces when you give them something and they didn't have it and they're so happy that you did that.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you want to continue to do stuff like that?
Yes.
I would want to do that too. Now I hear that you also are in is it the Boy Scouts?
Yes.
Ah, tell me a little bit about that. What do you do at the Boy Scouts?
There's different ranks that I achieve.
Different ranks?
Yes.
Well, you better come on and tell me about all these ranks you do. How did you start? What was your first rank that you started doing? When you start out, what do you start out as?
Cub.
A cub? Okay, so when you do the cub stuff, what are some of the things they teach you?
They teach me how to do a fire stuff.
So wait a minute, Lucas. You tell me you know how to build a fire? Yes. You do? Yeah. How cool is that? I don't even know how to build a fire.
Yeah.
Would you be able to show me one day how to build a fire?
Yes.
I would love that. I love it. How long have you been in Boy Scouts? How old were y'all say when you started Boy Scouts?
Um,
He was about 5 years old.
5 years old? 5 years. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that now you're higher up in the ranks. So, which rank are you now at the Boy Scouts?
Um,
Do you want mom to help you out?
yeah.
Sure,
He's
it's okay.
the highest rank. He just achieved his Eagle Scout. Only about 2% of boys in the population become Eagle Scouts. Not only did Lucas get an Eagle Scout, he was able to get it after the age of 18. A lot of people are not aware that young adults that have special needs that are in Scouts can get an extension, and they could be any age to be able to become an Eagle Scout. But Lucas became an Eagle Scout last year, April of last year. And he did the Bluebird houses with the younger kids, and then he installed a few of them at his elementary school at Unity Grove Elementary in Locust Grove. And the remains of them were set up in a very, very special place that we have gone to for the last 17 years. It's called Camp Twin Lakes. There are 2 locations. One is in Winder, Georgia, and the other one is in Rutledge, Georgia. And we are personally, our family goes there for special needs events, but there are camps and activities all year round for all different types of situations that face people's families. It could be, you have cancer or diabetes, or if you lost your parent or something. But we go for a family camp, normally in August, and we meet up with all our friends on a yearly basis. We get to go rowing, we do hiking.
You do a lot of stuff.
We do a talent show.
I like
Most
that.
of the time, Clark Howard comes, but the last few years he has not been able to come due to COVID.
Okay.
But you make long-term friends with people. You don't
I
have
like
to.
that.
You don't have to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my son did this or my daughter did that." We're all in it all together. We all have kids with all different types of disabilities.
I like
and we
it.
don't have to justify what they're doing because we are all in the same place.
I like that. So it is a place where you can go and basically what you're saying is feel comfortable.
Most definite.
Feel
Yes.
comfortable, no judgment zone, no all these questions and everything. Everybody is more like a family there with acceptance.
Exactly.
I love that. How important do you think it is to keep Lucas involved with a lot of things and keep him involved with a lot of things that matter?
I think that it really lets the world see that when you're a special needs person,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that your life has to stop. You can, if your parents are the type that my husband and I are, he's been getting services since he's 2 months old, and he's now 21, about to be 22.
Mhm.
Early intervention really, really helps. But the
Mhm.
parents also have to be involved and take the resources that you can get. You have to speak to other parents and
Right.
not be intimidated.
Right.
You have to fight for your child. If you're not going to be your child's advocate, nobody is going to be your child's advocate. If you're not the mother or the father, nobody is going to take care of their child as best without the mother or the father.
I love that. Now, Lucas, I understand you like singing.
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Now, where did the singing come from? Does your mom sing? Mom's not the singer, right?
Not even in the shower.
Maybe Daddy is.
Is Dad the singer, Lucas? Dad's not the singer, but you were blessed to be a singer.
Yes.
What songs do you like to sing? I know your friend John over here, which is my cousin. I love him so much. John loves to sing Michael Jackson and reggae, right, John? You love that, right? What songs do you like to sing, Lucas? Several different ones?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does your mom know of a favorite that you like to sing?
He loves church. He loves church songs.
Church songs.
Loves
I
church
love it.
and country
You do?
music.
Like,
Yes.
Cool It Now.
You like Cool It Now? What is that song? Which song is that? Cool It Now. I've got to hear that one. How do you sing that one?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Now, there was an old song, Lucas John, that I remember back in my day that we would sing. Cool it now, cool, watch out. Is that the one?
Yeah.
That's it. I don't even remember who sings that song, and I'm surprised that you, being so young, would know that song.
What's the name of that song he sings in the house sometimes?
Yeah, what is
He
it?
sings-
Show me crazy.
Oh, he sings so many. Break Those Chains. He loved
Right?
that song.
Oh, I
He
love
yes,
that
Break
song.
Those Chains. Yes.
Which song? That's by Tasha Cobbs, John?
Yes.
Break Those Chains?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Maybe we should play that.
It's called Break Every Chain.
It's called
Yes,
Break Every
yes.
Chain?
Yes.
Okay, by Tasha Cobbs. Maybe we ought to play that later on. You know, when we're almost at the end of the show. Would you sing for us? Would you be comfortable in us doing that? You know, we don't force anything here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. You're going to think about it, right? Well, that's a good thing. And you know, it's always important to let people know, don't put me on the spot if I'm not ready. It's okay, right? I know. So some of these things that you do at the Boy Scouts or the boy clubs, what are some of the things that you love? Now, you told me you can build a fire.
Right.
What else have you learned that you really love?
I just like to help the younger scouts out.
You do. Oh my heart. I love it. You love to help the young ones?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you got my heart already. You do. You like to help the young kids. That means so much, because does it make you think that when you were younger, all the people that helped you and now you want to do the same for them?
Yes.
I love that. And do they enjoy you helping them?
Yes.
They do, right?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. How excited do you get when it's time to go to Boy Scouts?
I get real excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that too. Now, are you working in the Boy Scouts? I mean, is it seasonal? Mom, is it seasonal? Do they work like a certain amount of months and then they do something else, or is
They
it year
normally
round?
meet on Tuesday nights at St. James Church in McDonough.
Okay.
But Lucas hasn't been going that often because now that he has a caregiver, the caregiver lives around about the same time that he would go to Scouts. So
Mhm.
he's too tired with doing the activities he needs to do with
Okay.
the caregiver. But he does not really require to go to the Scouts. But the boys do like to see him. Like, in fact, on December 10th, he'll be helping one of his Scouts
Okay.
try to achieve his Eagle. So they're going to be working at the church doing part of his Eagle project.
Okay.
So one eagle likes to help the other eagle and stuff like that. But the one thing about Lucas's Eagle project was it was kind of bittersweet. We had a dad who is a police officer from Georgia Tech, who unfortunately has lost his life from COVID.
I'm sorry.
But
Wow.
he worked on Lucas's project, and that was the last project that Mr. James worked on. So when we were setting up the book for Lucas to present to the board, there were many pictures of Mr. James there, working with Lucas and the group, helping him with his Eagle project. So it was kind of a bittersweet event, and he was a great man. He was a great man, and he'll be very missed.
I'm
Very
sorry to
missed.
hear that. And we do send our condolences and all of our prayers and our love to family members who have lost someone to COVID. We do. And even in any other passing, we at the Juice Radio and Talk Show, along with everybody here, of course, sends our love to them. But Lucas, what I heard your mom say also is you made a beautiful book, for him. How thoughtful. Now, whose idea was that to make that beautiful book? Was it a combination?
Combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wow, that must have been really exciting that you would present such a beautiful thing. So are you an artist like that all the time? You do lovely things like that all the
Yes.
time? So it makes you happy to do beautiful stuff like that, huh?
Yeah.
I love that. Tell me some of the other lovely things that you like to do. Now, your buddy over here, John, I know y'all hang out and y'all have a good time. When we went to John's party, we all had a nice time there too, right? You like stuff like that, huh?
Yeah.
I had a good time there. That was really great. What are some of the other things you like doing?
What did you just set up in the backyard, Lucas, with Michelle?
A greenhouse.
Get out of here.
Yes.
So pretty.
Get out of here, Lucas John. Do you know who wants a greenhouse in this room? Oh my gosh, how do you know that? I always wanted a greenhouse. You can ask my husband over there. Do I always say I would love to have a greenhouse?
Yeah.
You set up a greenhouse?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to have you see my backyard, Lucas, and you're just gonna have to tell me where I can put my greenhouse. Tell me what are some of the things you put in your greenhouse?
We put we haven't put anything in there yet. We just put the wood in right now.
You
For the
did?
shells, for the shells.
The
right.
shells.
You put the wood in there?
Yeah.
Now, did you make the shells yourself?
We went to Home Depot.
You went to Home Depot and got the shelves?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you're building it from the ground up.
Yes.
And what type of plants do you want to put in your greenhouse?
Vegetables, carrots.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Really?
vegetables and stuff like that. Yes.
Yes.
Carrot. Your mom says vegetables and carrots,
A lot
All
of
kind of
squash
stuff
and
like that?
Kale.
kale.
Mhm.
Do you have the seeds for this yet? Or are you going to get all that stuff later?
Get all that stuff later.
You're
No,
going to
he
get it
has
later?
I
everything.
have
has everything.
everything.
We've
Yeah?
done the books and everything on how to start it up and everything like that.
Do you have the seeds yet?
We have everything.
We have everything.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, now you guys are in Home Depot a lot then, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
If you've got
Definitely.
everything, you've got to be in Home Depot a lot.
Yeah.
Is that some of the projects you like doing?
Yes.
I know. Your buddy John over here, he loves helping people too. I think it's so interesting that John, you said you love and want to help the seniors,
Right.
right? And Lucas wants to help the young people.
Right.
You guys can work together and just get them all in there together.
Yeah.
I think that's a great tag team thing,
Most definitely.
right? I
Yeah,
think
Lucas
that's
and
nice.
John a few times have worked together at the new birth missionary
Mm,
on days that John has off from work.
I love that. I
Yes.
love that.
Mhm.
Now, going a little bit into the autism, because this is continuing our autism awareness. And thank
Right.
you, Kelly, so much for bringing Lucas John here to share this information. I learned so much from all of this. And as you all can see, I'm just myself around everybody. I love to be myself, and I want them to be able to be their selves around everybody as well.
Right.
What are some of the things that you would like people to be aware of about autism and what like your son goes through or people like John go through? What are some of the things you want us to be aware of that you think maybe we might be missing out on?
There are different types of levels of being autistic
Mhm.
and things of that nature.
Mhm.
Some young adults or people with autism don't speak. Lucas has gotten early intervention since the age of 2 months.
Mm.
Intervention is a very positive thing to be able to help the young adult to be able to achieve a lot of the goals. Some
Mm.
people are just not meant to speak if they're autistic.
Mhm.
Some autistic people have some behavior problems, but parents really have to face they really have to face the challenges that they're going to have.
Wow.
But you know what I mean? There are so many people out in the world that have kids with autism. So you really need to open up your heart and open up your hands to be able to ask other parents, can you help me out?
Yes.
You're not in this alone at all, no matter what ethnic background you're from or where you're from. If you're from New York, if you're Georgia, wherever, we're all in this together, no matter how much education you have or as much education you have, it doesn't matter. We are all equal. We're all involved in this together, but we are willing to help each other out.
I
Most
love
definite.
that. It feels like to me such a love relationship you all have as a group.
Right.
Do you think a lot of that love came from people rejecting to be of assistance to some of you? And so you built this small community? Because sometimes, and I know it's a strange question,
Right.
but sometimes we feel as though because people are not aware of something, so they reject it. And so these small groups are made that become aware. And that's why I want to build more awareness because I don't want any rejection taking place.
Right.
Have there been times where maybe there has been some rejection that went on?
Most definitely, I think that unfortunately, people with special needs in general we are kind of put to the side. I mean,
Right.
you know, like in the high school, we acknowledge, oh, Johnny made it to Harvard. Another gentleman got a scholarship to another school. But what about our young kids that have special needs that have gotten into Warm Springs, which is a college
Right.
for people with special needs? Oh, our son got a job at Publix or something
Amen.
of that nature.
That's
or
it.
he got his driver's license or became an Eagle.
Right.
We have important
Right.
things that are happening in our life also. We don't have to be going to college. But unfortunately, us parents and families, we have to jump through hoops to even acknowledge our child to get a regular diploma here in the state of Georgia, which is a disgrace.
It
really
is.
is a disgrace. We have to show proof that our child that is ready to graduate is going to have a job or go to a day program, things like that. The general kids don't have to show that. They just have to show that they're going to go to college or they're going to get a job. But why do our kids have to jump through hoops and parents have to jump through hoops to prove to the school system and the state that our kids are as equal as everybody else?
That's it. And you know what? I know it's a tough question that we like to bring up here, but I want people to know that it's not just an easy thing. But even though you're doing so well, John is doing so well, John is doing so well,
Right.
other parents out there are still struggling because they haven't even found the groups that you all have found.
Right.
And so that's why we want you all that are out there that are watching this program to share this with other people, because some people may be dealing with this on their own, not
Right.
knowing what it is, not knowing the name that has been designated to be, not knowing what to do, not knowing that there's help out there for them.
Right.
And so that's why I want to have stuff like this on my platform to let you know you're not alone.
Right.
There are groups and organizations out here that will offer the assistance, even when the world and all their degrees turn their backs on you. There are groups, just like many of the groups that you named here tonight,
Right.
that says, hey, we want to listen. We may not have the answers, but we're going to get in there with you together and we're going to learn the answers. We're going to get in there together and let you know that you're not alone. We're going to get in there and we're going to fight for your kid to have a degree also. We're going to fight that your kid gets a diploma and gets celebrated for that diploma also.
Exactly.
What we may see as some children have some things that's so easy for them. You got a job over, at Publix, and they're like, yeah, you got a job. You needed to get a job. But no, for our kids to get a job at Publix, it's like graduating from a college.
Right.
It's a big thing.
Right. Exactly.
It's
And
a big thing.
Yeah.
And it
then
should be
also,
celebrated.
Parents are not aware that, there's a waiver here in the state of Georgia. It's a now and a comp waiver. They only give out 100 of them a year.
Oh, wow.
You have to start putting your child's name on the list in middle school now, guys. Middle school. Middle school would be 6th or 7th grade. You need to call and find out what region you are from to get your child on that
Wow.
list. I was on that list, not me personally, but my son was on that list for 12 years waiting to get that waiver. He just recently got that waiver last year,
Having fun.
and he's gotten all the services he needs. But unfortunately, after you get this waiver, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you need to really speak up and find out what region you guys are in to be able to get your kid's name on the list. Also, there is a small movie that you can watch. It's called 7,000 and Waiting. It's a documentary here in the state of Georgia. They interviewed a few families, and it's a disgrace on the stories you're going to hear about families that are screaming out for help here,
Right.
that want to get that waiver, that cannot get that waiver. In fact, there's one gentleman that I can recall, I can't remember his name, but his mom was the sole provider for him, and he's in a nursing home now, and he's fighting to get out, but the nursing home won't let him out because the nursing home is getting the money every month, like clockwork, for his care.
Oh.
But he is able to live on his own,
Wow.
and they will not let him out.
Wow.
But you have to be the squeaky wheel here. You have to call them over and
Make
over
noise.
and over. You have to be known. Don't be nasty about it, but
Right.
you need to be known and tell the Region 6 representatives exactly what your situation is and what you are facing.
Right.
Because your kids need these waivers. Us parents are not going to be here for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And our kids need that foundation. They need that money to get the services that they need.
I love this. And this is so true. And I can hear your heart's cry. Not only do I hear your heart's cry for your son, but I hear your heart cry right now for everybody's child
Most
out there.
definitely, yes.
You're not making a single person cry. You are out here saying, we need this. You never once said, my son needed.
Right.
And this whole thing that you say is never once said, my son needs this. This is a cry for everybody.
Right, exactly.
I can't believe it's only 100 vouchers that they give. How many
Right.
children do we have in the world? And you're only offering it to 100 children.
Exactly.
How can we get these numbers up? We've got to get together and find out how we can do this, legislative or something, our city commissioners or governments or
Exactly.
We've got to find, because you're right, Holy Spirit. What happens is the voices of the people, the autism world, is very silent. It's very
Exactly.
low.
Right.
And it's about time that we start shouting it out and sharing it with other people to make it loud.
Exactly.
Like you mentioned, that squeaky wheel. Let it squeak so loud that you just can't tolerate it no more. And you say, I got to do something about this wheel.
Right. Exactly.
I got to do something to fix this wheel.
Exactly.
I can't keep letting it squeak. The same thing you're saying here. The parents and friends and family and relatives of people who know someone who is dealing with an autism state, that we get to squeaking so loud that the government officials, even the president, will say, I've got to do something about this squeaking wheel.
Exactly.
It's time for us to fix it.
Yeah, same thing with guardianship here in the state of Georgia. If
Yeah.
you become guardian for your child and something happens to your child, then they're going to ask that young adult, like, for example, John or Lucas, they're going to ask them the medical questions and they're going to make the decisions. But you have to become a guardian for your child. But there are different levels of guardianship that you can get for your child.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure that, you're working as a team.
Work as a team.
To be able to get the guardianship, because you can assist or direct your young adult in the right way to be able to make the right decisions. And then also, us parents don't think about these things. We don't want to think about our kids passing or anything like that. But we also need to think about irrevocable grant trusts and irrevocable burial policies for our kids.
So much good information.
You know what I'm saying?
I love
the
this.
max here is $10,000 in the state of Georgia. There is a company called Guardian Life that I dealt with. The gentleman, Mr. Jeff, is no longer with them. But if you call up Guardian Life, they were in I think they're located in Winder, Georgia. You can be able to get a burial policy if you want. You're more than welcome to do it on a monthly basis. But I was able to pay the full amount to be able to have protection for your child. It's an irrevocable one. So God forbid you or the husband pass away and your Aunt Sally's going to be taking care of your child. Aunt Sally has that documentation, and Aunt Sally can't cash it in. Aunt Sally has to use it for the funeral of the young adult that passes away with
Oh my
special needs.
goodness. This is such valuable information. I want to go to the chats real quick. We've got Condoleezza in the chat. Hey, Condoleezza. She's in the chat. She's actually, I believe is she outside or?
Yeah,
She's downstairs. Okay. She was taking care of some business, but hello to her. Did you say hello to Condoleezza? You did. He's like, I saw her in the car. Right? All right. She's on here too. John's mom. All right. She says, hello, family, and love y'all. And look, we've got Joseph Jarrell's in the chat. Joseph. That's the way I call his name, yo. Joseph. Y'all say hello to Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, Joseph.
Joseph says this in the chat. He says, hey, hello, beautiful people. Watching with my 10-year-old amazingly autistic son. Doing this alone is a recipe for a death worse than suicide. Fight on, fellow parents. Fight on.
That's
on.
right.
So look at that. Joseph sharing this information. Yes. Joseph, hook up with everybody. Kelly over here. She's going to give you some more information. Joseph, if you have information that you have learned, share that information also. We're going to get this thing to a place where it's just an abundance of resources for everyone. And that is not a limited supply, but it's an overabundance amount. I mean, put this thing on the shelves. So just like it's greater than the food that's on the grocery shelves.
Right. Also,
People can come and get what they need.
Here
Yes.
in Georgia, it's called the HIP, HIPP. It's the insurance premium program. It's if your young adult is on your own private insurance, meaning the husband or the wife, and has Social Security or Medicaid, you can call the HIP unit. Just look it up on the computer, the HIP unit, for the premium, the insurance premium package, and you can submit some paperwork and see if you qualify. And if you do qualify, you will, on a monthly basis, you will get back your medical portion of your insurance on a monthly basis if it's financially good enough so it would be able to help the families out financially rather than the kids have to use the Medicaid aspect.
Wow. When I tell you a resource of information, sweetheart, isn't this amazing?
Sure enough, yeah.
Amazing. So Condoleezza says this. She says, truth, I had to almost die to get service for John. She also says, John, she said, laws need to change for us, not against us. Squeak the wheels, make it loud, let our voices be heard. She also says, yes, Joseph, and hello to your amazing little one. Also, we've got, I'm missing this comment here. We've got Antoinette Robinson in. Hey, Auntie. Y'all say hello.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing? She says, I love this. Keep up the great work. I have got to get back to Florida to see you, Auntie. Love you. All right. Thank you so much. And Condoleezza also says, HIPP HIP
Right.
unit insurance premium package.
Right.
I love that. So those of you who are out there, if you have children who are dealing with something like this, make sure that you take this information down. If you missed any of the information from previous on the earlier portion of this video, you can go back and rewind. It's going to stay up. Rewind and get the information that you need, or send us an email at thejuiceradio@gmail.com and we'll get that information to you. Auntie says, love you more. I know you do, Auntie. I know you love me more. I know. That's my auntie, y'all. That's my auntie. She loves me. So going back to Lucas John. Lucas John, I would like to know more about your day-to-day and things you like to do. I know you're a little quiet sometimes, right? Is that your thing? You like being quiet?
Yeah.
Well, see, John over there, he likes to talk. He likes to talk, but he keeps it brief. He keeps it brief, but he does like to talk. What are some of the things that you want to do in your future? Do you have goals? What's something that you really want to do that you haven't done yet? And I want you to answer this because I know you've got it in you. What's something you want to do? We're going to act like mom's not here. You and me talking. What you want to do?
Show the world that people with special needs can do anything.
You better come on through. Y'all, John said, oh, can I share it with him first? Because you know it was our secret. It's okay for me to share it. John Lucas John. I keep calling you John because my handsome nephew, my cousin over there, my handsome cousin. Y'all can have two Johns in the same room. You know, I get confused, but listen. Lucas John said, as we shared our conversation, and he gave me permission to share with you, he said, he wants to let everyone know that people with special needs can do anything. Is that right?
Yes.
And do you believe that?
Yes.
I do believe that too. And don't we want the world to believe that too?
Yes.
Of course. Of course. Why would they think they can do it and then think we can't? Who gave them that thought? We don't know. Somebody who doesn't have any sense, right? But we understand you could do what I can do. We could all do this together.
Right.
And you should not be limited. Right?
Right.
And I don't think anybody should try to limit you. So from today going forward, there's no limits.
Right.
You know why? Because Tasha Cobb said, what? What's the song say? Break every chain.
Break every chain.
It said break every chain. And that is not only in the spiritual realm, that's also in this natural realm. Well, because we see something as different, we think that we got to put a chain around it. No, don't put a chain around it. Put a lesson around it and learn about that thing and find out what it is. Because you might find out that there's something positive in it for you also. It's okay,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
People may have thought that Lucas John was not going to do this or do that or do that. I remember when John gave us his interview, which he's already had 2 interviews right now, got
Right.
more scheduled. When John gave us his interview, John's mom, Condoleezza, said they didn't think he would speak or walk,
Right, exactly.
right? And look at him.
Exactly. He's 29 years old now.
No problem, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Getting ready to get on his own.
Yeah,
All kind of stuff. His future is bright,
most definite.
right?
Definitely.
Your future is bright. What's some of the things that you want to do as you get older? What are some of the things you want to do? Do you have that one particular thing you really want to do? We know you want the world to know that people with special needs can do anything. What's some of the things you really want to do? Shall we have a private conversation again? Okay, let's do that.
Being an advocate.
Shall we share it?
Yeah.
He wants to be an advocate. Come on now. And you know what? I think you can do that.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
You can do that. What do you think, John? Can he do it?
Yes, he can do it.
Yes, he can. All you have to do is put it to work in your mind what it is you want to do. Right?
Right.
Some of the things you love doing. You want to take care of the children. You want to help the kids with what things they want to do.
Right.
You want to let the world know. And by you letting the world know, Lucas John, you stand up straight, you stand up tall, and you get yourself ready, and you do this, and you tell them, I'm special, but I could do everything I want. Right?
Right.
How about we try it? Let's try it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go. I'm special.
I'm special.
And
but
I can do
anything I want.
There we go. You can do everything you want. No chains on you.
Right.
Next time somebody try to put a chain on you, what you gonna do? We gonna break every chain.
Right.
Yeah. Ain't that right?
Right.
That's right. No chains over here, y'all. No chains over here. Listen, Lucas John is a wonderful individual. Wonderful. I loved him from day one when I met him at your party. We have been speaking with your mom on our platform here. When I sat down at the table, I happened to be at what I call the adults table.
Right.
And I told my husband was sitting over there having some food. And I said, I want to go to the cool table. Right? So I moved over to the cool table where you and John were, and we had such a great time. And I was so happy to have met you there, to meet your parents there, to see the wonderful thing that you're going to do, and to see the wonderful person you are. I want you to do this for me, Lucas.
Yes.
I want you to laugh a lot more. And I want you to have so much fun. Okay? And be so happy. And I want you to use your words to tell people exactly how you feel, the goals that you have. Don't be ashamed of anything. And if you ever feel like you just want to have one of these conversations, just me and you, I want you to call me. Okay? Will you do that?
Yes.
I would love for you to call me because I love our little private conversations.
Yes.
You know, we're going to have more of these. And before I share anything, I'm always going to ask your permission if I can share it first. Would that be cool with you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't think my husband would mind either. Right?
No.
No, he wouldn't. I love it. I thank you so much, Kelly, for this. What else would you like us to know about your wonderful son, Lucas John, who is a wonderful, wonderful individual?
I just think he's a great example
He
for
is.
the special needs population. You know, people look at him and say, Kelly, I don't see a disability. I said, you don't see this, you see the ability, not the disability.
Come on now.
Okay. So, I mean, you have to, us parents, we have to push our kids to get what they need for them to be as well-rounded as they need to be, because we're not always going to be around to help them. So on the short time that we have on earth, we need to be able to help them to our fullest to get what they
That's
need
That's
definitely
right.
get what they need.
That's right.
For sure.
For sure. For
And to
sure.
be able to meet beautiful people like John and his family that have helped us out in so many different ways, vice versa, with me being friends with John's mom and,
Yes.
her husband, and John being friends with Lucas.
Yes.
And be able for us families to each help one another out under certain situations and
Yes.
things like that. You know what I mean? Even though there's a big age difference between Lucas and John, we don't see the age. We just see the fun we're gonna have.
That's
the
right.
Friendships that we're gonna make.
The
and the
love.
the beautiful love that we have amongst all of us and stuff like that.
I love it. So we're going to go back to these comments because we want everyone to know that we're reading their comments because they're actually talking to you, Lucas John. They are. So let's see what they're saying. So we've got over here, Auntie Robinson said this. She says, say to them all that. I said blessings to them all. Blessings. She's saying blessings to you. Isn't that
Say
great?
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Condoleezza says, yes, we can. Says we can do a lot. And Condoleezza also says Lucas can sing. Oh, we know that. We know that. Lucas told us he could sing, right?
Yeah.
She also wants you to sing. Well, we're going to ask Lucas, and if it's okay with Lucas, he'll sing. Otherwise, we'll play the music and probably dance. Whatever you want to do, right? Because nobody makes you do anything. I mean, your mom, you have to, do what your moms and dads say, but they're only going to tell you what's good for you, right? But over here at my house, if you don't want to do it, it's okay. Because we still going to be buddies. Right? All right. And then we have over here, Joseph says, yes, you can 100% do it. He says you can 100% do it. And also Condoleezza says, yes, you are. And let's go on down here. Joseph says, Joshua and I are cheering you on, jumping and clapping.
Wow, that's awesome, Lucas.
I love this. I'm so excited about the wonderful things I see in your future, Lucas John, because you're a good guy.
Yes.
And you're going to continue to be a good guy. You're going to help the young kids.
Yes.
I believe you are. Is there anything else you would like to share with me? We have to have more conversations. Anything else you want to share with me right now? Would you like to hear Tasha Cobb's song right now? You don't want to hear it right now? You're okay with it? I mean, you don't have to sing. We could just listen to it.
Well, listen to it.
He's okay.
Okay.
He says, nah, he's good.
Okay.
We'll listen to it another time because listen, he's our guest. And if he says not right now, we're good with that, right? Lucas, I want you to continue to sing. I want you to continue to be happy. I want you to continue to share your story. Would you come back and have another conversation with me?
Yes.
Would you do that really?
Yeah.
Or you're not just saying that because your mom and dad are here, are you?
No.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Or is there anything you would like to say to the team and the people out here in the audience as we say goodbye?
No.
Any closing words?
No.
You're good, huh?
No.
John, is there anything you'd like to say?
Thank y'all for believing in both of us.
Amen.
And thank y'all for loving both me and Lucas and any other parent who has a special needs adult. They could do anything they want to be.
I
They
love
could
it.
be- They could be preachers, they could be doctors, lawyers, teachers, anything they want to be.
I love it. John, you and John Lucas, I keep calling you John Lucas. You, John, and you, Lucas John, are wonderful people. Will y'all stay friends for life?
Yes, we will.
Please do that. Stay friends for life because you two are going to make history
Yes.
with the work that y'all are going to do because you got a great support team. Your parents are a great support team and they're not going to let y'all fail. And let me know when that greenhouse is done. I want to see that.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to plant some vegetables for me too?
Yes.
Because, I'm trying to lose weight. I got to eat more vegetables.
Right.
Thank you so much, Lucas. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody who was on the channel today. Thank you, everybody who was in the comments today. Thank you so much. We're bringing more awareness to autism to let you know that we've got to get more study in on this, people, and we've got to get more resources to help people through this process. They shouldn't have to feel like they're alone in this, and let's not let them feel alone. Let's reach out one another and find what we can to help everybody to get what they need. And we're also going to do our best to help you get what you need. Share this video with others so that we can get the word out. Autism is not a disease. It's an awareness. And it's about time we start treating it as that. Okay? Let's make everybody aware to help, not to hurt. All right. You've been listening to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel now, I would love for you to please go over to our YouTube page. Look for our wonderful logo, the Juice Radio and Talk Show with that red mug. Subscribe to the channel and share the channel. And if you would like to know when we go live on future shows, you're going to have to click the notification button so that you get that notification bell when we go live. I've been here with my wonderful guest host today, my wonderful guest, Lucas John, sharing his story along with his mom, Kelly, and our good friend and my favorite cousin, John, over here, and Dad, who's off camera, but he's here. Thank y'all so much. Please share this video and let others know that we're here to start something new, and that's to get social media to do what it's supposed to do. Share the good news of what we can do to help one another. We're going to all say bye on the count of 3. Would you guys all do that with me? As we say bye on the count of 3. Are y'all ready to do that?
Yes.
You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Bye.